Hello everyone. Today in this video we are going to learn about dictionary in Python programming language. So what is a dictionary in Python programming language? So dictionary are mutable unordered collections with element in the form of key value pair that associate keys to value. It means in a dictionary we have a key and the key is associated to a value. So if you want to print a value, you have to specify the key. So when you will specify the key, the value associated to that particular key will be printed. In dictionary we don't have any index number like in list. We have an index number. Suppose I have created a list named R1, and list we use square bracket 1 2 4 5 6. You can even write characters also. So suppose this is the list that I have created. This is the list that I have created. Now R1, so it is a list. So if you want to check which type of object it is, so it is a list. So you can see class list. R1 is a list. So in list each and every element is having a index number. The first element will have index number 0, 1 will have index number 0, second index 2 will have index number 1, 4 will have index number 2, 8 will have index number 3, 4, 8 will have 4, and this RAV next will have index number 5, and the next value will have next element will have index number 6, and the next element will have index number 7, and so on. So that means it is ordered. But whereas dictionary it is not unordered, therefore it is known as it is unordered collections with element in the form of key value pair. Now in list, if you want to print or to display a particular value, I just have to write the index number. Suppose I have written over here 2. So whatever value is present in index number 2, that value will be displayed. So this is our index number 0, this is our index number 1, and index number 2, and index number 2 we are having 4. So when I will press enter key, it will display 4. That means the value which is present in that particular index number. So if you want to access a particular value, in case of list and tuple, you have to specify their index number. But whereas in case of dictionary we have to specify the key if you want to specify the value. So what is a dictionary? As I have already told you that dictionary are mutable unordered collections with element in the form of key value pair that associate keys to value. So rather than having an index associated with each data item, dictionaries in Python have a key and a value of that key. So dictionary are a container that associated keys to values, that is in a way similar to list. In list you must remember the index value of an element from the list. So in case of list, if you want to display a value, you have to know the index number of that particular value. Whereas in case of dictionary, if you want to find the element or you want to find a value, you have to know its key. So if you want to print a particular value, you have to type its key. So we will be doing how to create a dictionary. Now creating a dictionary, the creating of dictionary is very simple. For creating a dictionary, we have to first create a dictionary object. You can give any name, valid name to the dictionary. Like here I have given teacher, and dictionary. For creating a dictionary you have to use curly bracket. You have to use curly bracket for creating a dictionary. Like see, I have used curly bracket over here, and then you have to specify a key and then the value associated to that particular key. Like dimple over here is a key and computer science is the value. This whole dimple and computer science is one element. Between key and the value you have to use a colon, and then comma, next key value, comma, next key value, and then comma, and then next key value, then comma, and next key value. Between key and the value there should be a colon. So this is an example of dictionary by the name teacher. that stores the name of the teacher as key. The name of the teachers are key, and the subject that being taught by them as values of respective keys. In dictionary, the curly bracket marks the beginning and end of the dictionary. So the dictionary should be enclosed within curly bracket. So for creating dictionary we use curly bracket. For tuple we use simple bracket, parenthesis, and for creating list we use square bracket. Each entry that is key value consists of a pair separated by a colon. The key value pairs are separated by comma, that I have already told you. So internally the dictionary are indexed, that is they are arranged on the basis of keys. Key of a dictionary must be of immutable type. Immutable means that in place you cannot change their values. So the keys of the dictionary must be of immutable type, and they have to be unique. The keys cannot be duplicated. You cannot assign two similar keys to the values, but the values can be same. So the keys of the dictionary must be of immutable type. Now dictionaries are also called associative arrays or mapping or hashes. Now if you want to create an empty dictionary, you just want to create a simple empty dictionary, for that what you can do, you can just write dict equal to curly bracket. So when you will just give a curly bracket, nothing inside it, it will create an empty dictionary, and then later you can enter values in that particular dictionary. So if you want to create an empty dictionary, just use two curly brackets, it will create a empty dictionary. You can give any valid name to your dictionary. Next, accessing element of a dictionary. And like suppose here this is the dictionary that I have created. Now this is my dictionary that I have created. Name of the dictionary is teacher. Here Dimple teaches computer science, Karan teaches sociology. This is a key value pair. Between key and value you will find a colon, and between two different key value pair you will find a comma. Now if you want to access a particular element, if you want to access a particular value in a dictionary, you have to specify the key. Like for example, teacher is name of the dictionary, and I want to and suppose if I have written Karan over here, so it will display sociology, because Karan teaches, the Karan is the key and sociology is the value. This is the key. When I will type key, it will display the value related to that, or the value associated with that particular key. So if you have written Saurav teaches, teacher, and Saurabh, it is displaying whatever you write within double quotes, it will display as it is. If you are using the print command, so I have used print command over here, Saurabh teaches, so same Saurabh teaches is coming, and then this portion over here. Now here teacher is the dictionary and Saurabh is the key in that particular dictionary. So whichever value Saurabh is referring to, that particular value will be displayed. So Saurabh is referring to legal studies in teacher dictionary. So it will display legal studies over here. Saurabh teaches legal studies. So I hope this is clear to you. That means if you want to access a particular value, you have to specify the key. Okay, let's create a dictionary. If you want to create a dictionary, so you will use key value pair. Like suppose DICT1 is the dictionary name of the dictionary, 0 is the key, and this ZERO is the value, 1 is the key, 1 is the value. So if you want to display a particular value, you have to specify the key inside it. So it will display, name of the dictionary was DICT1, so I have written DICT1. So whichever value it is referring to, it will display that particular value. DICT 3, so 3 is referring to the value 3, so it will display, name of the dictionary is DICT1 3. So DICT1 2, it is referring to 1. So keys must be unique in a dictionary. The key is 0. I can't again give 0 over here. I have to give some other key. It can be a string key, it can be a tuple, it can be any immutable type. The key can be of any immutable type. So this way I can access a particular value present in a dictionary. So let's again create one more dictionary over here. So I'm creating a dictionary called DI. So this 5 is a key and this number is a value. I can also take a string value like A is a string value. I can write a string or a character over here, and then as I've already told you that now this is a tuple. Tuple, you have to write the values in the tuple inside small brackets or parentheses. Now this 2, 3 is the key and the value it is. You can now suppose this is a tuple and I will close my dictionary. So this way you can also create a dictionary. As I've already told you, this should be a this should be colon over here. Now this is one pair, 5 is the key and number is the value. This is another pair, A is a key and string is a value. Now this is again is a pair. Now this 2 colon 3, this is a key. This is also a key and tuple is a value. This is a key and this is a value. Now this is a key, 5 over here is a key. Now this number is a value, the string is a value. These are your value. The keys I've already told you, it can be of any immutable type. Immutable type are those type whose values cannot be changed, like integer, string, tuple is also immutable. List and dictionary are immutable values. Now the keys must be unique. I've written 5 here, I can't again write 5 over here. Now if you want that this, now suppose this is my dictionary D1. If I want to write the content in multiple lines, I can use a backslash over here, but first I have to remove this. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, now if you want to write in multiple lines, you can write in multiple lines also. Now this is characters, comma, slag in multiple lines. If you want to write in multiple lines, you can write in multiple line. This is a key and the value is, and the value after colon, this is tuple, and then I will close with curly bracket. Now this will also create the same dictionary called dy. So this way you can create dictionary. This is a simple method of creating a dictionary. So you have to specify the key value pair. Next we will be doing accessing the different elements of a dictionary. Now how to access or how to traverse different elements of or present in a dictionary. Okay, now first of all, what does traversing a dictionary means? Now traversal of a collection means accessing and processing each elements of it. That means whatever elements are there in the dictionary, or it can be a list, you want to process them one by one. That is known as traversing a dictionary or traversing a list. Now suppose this is our dictionary. This you can write in single line also. I have written in multiple lines. If you want to access each and every elements, or you want to traverse a dictionary, that means you are to access and process each element of it one by one. For that I have to use a for loop. Like here I have written for x in D1. Here this is, suppose this is D1. Now D1 is this dictionary. So what will do? This x over here. Now this x is known as the loop element. The loop variable or the loop variable x will be assigned the keys of the dictionary one by one. So all the keys of dictionary will be assigned to x one by one, which you can use inside the body of the loop, that you can use inside the body of your for loop. Now but the order of their assignment can be different. First this one can be assigned, then this can be assigned, then fifth can be assigned. It is not necessary that the way you have written this, created the dictionary in the same order the elements will be, or the keys will be assigned, because the dictionary is unordered. As I have already told you in the starting, that the dictionary are unordered collection. They are not the ordered collection. they are unordered collection with elements in the form of key value pair. So for x in D1 means first one element or one key of D1 will be stored in x, and then you can process the value over here in the, then you can process that particular value inside the body of the loop. Now let's do this practically. Control. Okay, now let's traverse the dictionary that I have created. Name of our dictionary was it was DI. Now this was the dictionary, so I will use a for loop. For I can take any loop variable. I have taken x over here. I can also take n over here. Any valid loop variable I can take. For n in name of the dictionary is di, and then I will use colon to make the block of the this for loop. Print. When I will give the command print x, let's see what will happen now. Now the loop variable x will be assigned the keys of the dictionary. So not the x, in this case it's n. So the loop variable n will be assigned keys of the dictionary one by one that you can use inside the body of the loop. Okay, now this n will contain the keys of the dictionary, and then you can use them inside the body. Now this n, first suppose 5 will come inside n, then you can print that n over here, that key over here, then this the next key will be stored inside n, and then this next key will be stored inside n. One by one all the keys will be stored inside n. Suppose there are 10 key, all those 10 key will be assigned to n one by one, and then you can use that value inside the body of the for loop. Once all the keys has been assigned, then this for loop will close automatically. So till there are keys in the DI dictionary, this loop will continue to run. Once all the keys has been assigned to n, the loop will end. So when I will print this, it will display all the keys. The first key was 5 is a key. The next key that has been assigned to n, it was a, so it is printing n. The next keys was, this is the tuple, this is a key, so the key has been printed. If you want to display the value of the key, then what you can write, then you can specify, you have to specify the name of the dictionary and the n. Now here n will contain the value. Now suppose n contains the value, suppose in the first loop 5 is stored inside n, so it will display di5. So in di5 number is there, so it will print number. In next loop n is having a, so print dia, key is the a, in dia a is referring to the value characters, it will print characters. So when I will give this command, so you can see over there the output. So you can see the output, it is only displaying the values, because your di is the dictionary, and n is storing the key. Now first the key 5 is being stored in n, and then di5 it is displaying number over here. In the next loop the a is being stored inside n, and then din it is displaying character, and in the next loop this key is been assigned to n, and then di 2, 4, this key it is printing the value inside this key, and the value inside this key is tuple. So therefore it is displaying this output. If you want to display key as well as values, so if you want to display key as well as the values, you can write here n is the key over here, and din it will display the value which is present in that particular key. So when I will give this command, it will display key as well as the value. So as I have already told you, the n over here is the loop variable. This n is the loop variable, and it will be assigned the keys of the dictionary. It will be assigned keys of the dictionary one by one, and that you can use inside the body of the loop. This key that we are using inside the body of the for loop. So you want to display it in a more proper manner, you can specify over here key equal to, and then this is the key, and values equal to whatever you will write within double quotes, it will be displayed as it is in case of when you are using the print command. So it is displaying key 5 value number, key 8 values character, key is 2 comma 4 tuple, this is a tuple, and values is tuple. So it's up to you in which manner you want to display, but here the n is the loop variable n. It will be assigned all the keys of the dictionary one by one. Suppose there are 100 keys, all 100 keys will be assigned to that particular loop variable one by one. Once all the keys has been assigned, the for loop will automatically be terminated. That means it will be closed. So the loop variable x in this case in the above loop will be assigned the keys of the dictionary dy or d1. Suppose this is d1, take one at a time. Only first one key will come, then the next key, then the next key, one key at a time. As dictionary element are unordered, as I have already told you, the order of assignment of the keys may be different from what you store. It means it is not necessary that the way you have written the output will be in the same manner. A can come in first, 5 can come at the end, right? So in Python dictionaries, the element, that is key value pair, are unordered. One cannot access element as per specific order, but in list it will be in a specific order because it is ordered. But since Python dictionary is unordered, so one cannot access element as per specific order. So dictionary are unordered set of element. The printed order of the element is not same as the order you stored the element in. So it will not display the values in the same order in which you have stored, but it will display all the values. Okay. So next, now if I want to access all the keys and the values simultaneously, like suppose di is my dictionary, I want to access all the keys or all the values. So for that I can give the command di dot keys. So keys is a function which is used to display all the keys present in the dictionary. Name of my dictionary is di, so di dot keys. So here 5, a and 2 comma 4, there are 3 keys. So first key is your 5, second another key is a, and the another key is this 2 comma 4. This is a tuple. So this whole is your third key. So we are having 3 keys. Same way, if you want to display the values, I can give the command, or I can use the function values, values. So it will display me all the values present in the di dictionary. So there are 3 values, same way like over here. Now accessing keys or the values simultaneously, like suppose this is our dictionary, and if I want to access only the keys, I will give the command di dot keys. The keys function, it is used to display the keys. So vowel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are the keys. And if I want to access the values, I will give the command d dot values. So it will display me all the values. So when you will give the command d dot values, it will display all the values present in the dictionary named d. Suppose this is the dictionary, so these are the value a, e, I, o, u. These are the values. So when I am giving the command di dot values, it is displaying all the values. And if I will give the command d dot keys, it will display all the keys. So here vowels 1, vowel 2, vowel 3, 4 and vowel 5 are the keys. So it will display the keys. Next, characteristic of a dictionary. So what are the characteristics of a dictionary? The first characteristic of a dictionary is it is unordered set. A dictionary is an unordered set of key value pair. It does not have a particular order or an index number. It is not a sequence, unlike a string, list or a tuple where each and every element is having an index number. Index number always start with 0. A dictionary is not a sequence because it is unordered set of elements, indexed by keys, not by numbers. Dictionaries are indexed by keys, so they don't have any index number, but they are we don't have any index number. They are arranged according to the keys. They are accessed according to the key. A key can be any non-mutable type, but the values in a dictionary can be of any type. So the keys of a dictionary, they can be of any non-mutable type, that is immutable type. Like over here, this is a integer value, this is an integer type, this is your string type, this is your tuple type, this is your n string type key, and values can be of any type. These are the values, and the values are, this is value, this key for values, this is the value, this is the tuple value, this is 8 is a number value. So dictionary are indexed by keys. A key can be of any non-mutable or immutable type, but the values in the dictionary can be of any type. So when you will give the command di0 inside the slice operator, this is your slice operator, square bracket, inside the slice operator you have written 0, the key, you have written the key over here. So 0 key, it will display the value for 0 key, so it is displaying this value for key 0, because this 0 is referring to this value. So this 0 is referring to this value. So when you are typing this dict and within slice operator 0, so it will display the value to which 0 is referring. 0 is referring to this value for key 0, therefore it is displaying this. Now key must be unique. Since keys are used to identify values in a dictionary, therefore they cannot be duplicate keys in a dictionary. You cannot have duplicate keys in a dictionary. Like in list, tuple or string, we have unique index number. Index number always starts with 0. Same case over here, it must be unique. Same way the keys must be unique, because keys are used to identify a particular value, therefore the keys cannot be duplicate. However, two unique keys can have same values. Values can be same, you can have multiple same values, but the keys must be different. Mutable dictionary is mutable like a list. That means in place you can go and change the value. Like list, dictionary are also mutable. We can change the values of a certain key in place. Like over here dict3, value for a change. So suppose you want to change the value of dict3 to some other value. I have written di3, this key equal to change to hello3, so automatically this value will be changed. So I will be telling you how to change the value of a dictionary practically. You can also add a new value in an already existing dictionary. That too I will be telling you once we have done characteristic of dictionary. Like internally stored as mapping. Internally the key value pairs of a dictionary are associated with each other. That is, key is associated with a value, value is associated with key, or they are associated with one another with some internal function which is known as hash function. This function is known as your hash function. Then this way of linking is known as mapping, where key is linked to value. The such way of linking is known as mapping. Hash function, it is an internal algorithm to map and link a key to a value. That is, a key is linked to a particular value with the help of hash function. So this is our this was our dictionary. I want to add a new value, so I will give the command d mobile. I want to add a new key value pair equal to, and then I can write a number. If it is a string value, you have to use single quotes or double quotes. If you are using double quote, you have to use double quote to close it. If you are using single quote to close it also, you have to use single quotes. But since this is a number, I can directly write the number without double quotes. Suppose this is just a dummy number, mobile number. So when I will give the d command, you can see the mobile number has also been added to this dictionary. So in this manner you can also add new values, new key value pair to the already existing dictionary. So this was simple method of creating a dictionary. You can also, if you want to create an empty dictionary, if you want to create an empty dictionary, you can just use two curly brackets. You can just use a blank curly bracket. Now this will create an empty dictionary, that is there is nothing inside this, it is empty, just a curly bracket, starting curly bracket and the close curly bracket. It will it will create an empty dictionary. There is one more method for creating a dictionary. So the procedure for that is employee, suppose this is the name of the dictionary, employee equal to, and there is a function called dict. Dict, it is used to create a dictionary. So it will create a dictionary, but since there is no value inside it, it will create an empty dictionary. Employee, empty dictionary, there is nothing inside it, so it is displaying an empty dictionary. This was also an empty dictionary. With the help of dict function also you can create a dictionary. So you can create a function with the help of dict. Now we will be doing this, how to create dictionary using dict function. So if you want to create a dictionary with dict function, there are a number of ways. First way is I have already told you, just create an empty dictionary equal dict, and then it will create an empty dictionary. And now suppose you want to add value inside it, you can add the value. The procedure for adding value is same, name Tina, okay, and then emp, same dictionary, name, age, sorry, 12. So when you will give the command emp, when you will type print emp, it will display key value pair here. Name is the key and Tina is the value. This is one pair. Age is the key and 12 is the value. So if you want to display value of a particular key, then you have to write the name of the key, emp, and then suppose age within double quotes. So it will display the value associated with that particular key. Now with the help of a dict function, there is one more method for creating a dictionary, dict, and then I can also give name equal to race and comma, suppose I want to add age also, age equal to 2 years. Okay, let's make it 3 years. So emp1, it will also create the key value pair, and this is a dictionary. When I will print emp1 name, it will display various, and emp1 within slash operator, that is square bracket, age, it will print 3, emp1 and then age, so it will print the value related associated with this particular key. So this was all about creating dictionary. I have already told you how to update the value. Suppose you want to update the value, you want to change the value of various from age 3 to 4, so you will give the command emp1 and then age equal to 4. Now the value has been changed. So when you will give the command print emp1, so it will display the age 4. Next we will give the command. That command will be the delete. Next command that we will be doing will be delete. How to delete a particular element or a particular value. Like suppose I had created a dictionary named dict1. So this was the dictionary that I have created earlier. Like suppose I want to delete a particular key value pair. I want to delete it. First let's create a copy of it. Suppose I want to create a copy of dict1. So I can give the command dict2 equal to dict1 dot copy. This will create a copy, individual copy of dict1 and with the name dict2. Now I am having two dictionary, dict1, dict1 and 2. Now they are not linked with each another. If I will delete dict2, nothing will happen in dict1. Now let's work in dict1. Now suppose I want to delete a particular value in the dict1 dictionary. So I will give the command del dict1 and then within slash operator, within square bracket, you will write the name of the key that you want to delete. Suppose if it's age, you will write age. If it's name, you will write name. But since I am having only numbers as a key, so I will directly write numbers. I need not write it within square this double quotes, because it's an integer number. So when I write the command 1, or suppose I have written over here 3, so it will delete this 3 and this 3. The key and the value will be deleted from here. So let's give this command dict3 del. So when I am giving the command del, when I am giving the command dict1, so you can see you won't be finding 3 over there. Now the del statement, it is used to delete a particular element, or it is used to delete entire dictionary. If you want to delete the entire dictionary also, you can give the command del and dict1. When you will give this command, it will delete entire dictionary. So when you will give this command, it will delete the dictionary. And now suppose I will typing dict1, so the message is coming, name dict is not defined, because it is deleted all the element, and including the dictionary object has been deleted now with the help of del statement. So with the help of del statement, we can delete an entire dictionary including the dictionary object, or we can delete a particular element. The next command that we will be doing will be pop command. Now we have earlier created a dictionary named dict2. That was the dictionary that we have deleted. It was dict1. Now this is dict2. Therefore we had created a copy of dict1 as dict2. Now we will be working on dict1 too. Now the next function will be pop function. Now pop function, it is used to delete a particular element, but it will also return the value that it is deleted. Del statement, it does not return the value that it is deleted, whereas pop, it returns the value. Like for example, if I want to delete a particular element, dict2 dot pop, and I have written over here 1. This is the method for deleting pop 1. Okay, so it will delete the element 1, or the value which is having key as 1. So that particular element will be deleted, but it will also return the value that it is deleted. So it is returning 1. See, you can see in your screen that I have given the command dict2.pop1. This is the key that I want to delete. So 1 is referring to this 1 over here. Therefore it is also displaying the value that it is deleted. It is removed 1. Del does not return a value. Pop command, it will return the value. That means it will display the value that it has deleted. Del statement does not return or does not display the value that it is deleted. Now when I will give the command dict2, see over here 0 0. No, 1 is not over here because 1 I have deleted, but before deleting it has returned the value. I can also store the deleted value in a particular variable, like for example x equal to dict2, and then I want to delete 4. The key value pair will be deleted, but it will display the value that it is deleted. Sorry, the name, it was dict2. I forgot to write the pop command, pop. Okay, dict2.pop2. It pops up the value that it is deleted. So it will store it inside x. So when I will type the x, it will display the value that it is deleted. So dict.pop2, pop deletes a particular value, and it also returns the value that it is deleted. It will return the value, and it will be stored inside x. And now you can print x. The value which is present inside x can be print or can be used further. Print x. So this was the difference between delete and pop command. So this is all in this video. In the coming videos I will be telling you about more functions of dictionary. Keep watching the video, share it, like it, and subscribe it. Thank you.